I want to feel your hand right now.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahag. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahag said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different, though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like, I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Renna really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Saar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
You don't look so good. You all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? it doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Saar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menencia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almavria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped. To calm me.
Don't mention it.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahag Saar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute. That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own. Yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Take this!
Freeze Blade! I'm the true gunslinger around here!
Engaging! Rising Viper!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Right, here goes! I see one, eh? Safety! Like deal like Lunar Rondo! This one's all mine! I'm going in! We're not dead! What is this? Rising Wyvern!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang! My turn! Rising Wyvern!
Lunar Force!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Got it!
Right, here goes! Take this! It's over!
You require help.
Lunar Rondo!
Radiant
Can't
Punch!
get out of this!
These ones can run rings around us!
Take this!
On guard! Here! Feel!
You're on!
Spear!
Win!
Here's evil! Photon
Eternal devastation!
Here! Let me
Mirror escape! Swallow blade!
Make it rain! Lock!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat. That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
Get lost!
Rising Wyvern! You picked the wrong advice! Take down their defenses! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open! Be my guest! My turn! I'll smash you! My shield! Listen! Mirage! Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern! Chisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Trustla!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Here I come! Take this! Rising Wyvern!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
I can read your moves like a book.
Take this! Rising Wyvern!
Shattering of pieces! Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Lunar Rondo!
Freeze Blazer!
I'll smash you! My shield! Rising! Lunar Rondo!
Forward up! One last raging cascade!
You're mine!
Feel!
Lunar Rondo!
I'll be saving this
Mirage!
one!
Shield and Mirage! You're finished!
More where that came from! Radiant Light! Here!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Fury! Rising Wyvern!
Take this! Freeze Lancer! Switch to offense!
Take
You'll pay
this!
for what you did!
Damn it, Bennett! It's on! Swallow Blade!
I can only rely on
Stardust!
myself.
Take this! You're on!
I'm all stuffed up!
Here I come! You're finished! It's over! You're on!
Lunar Guardian!
Here I come!
Arcade
Take
Waterfall!
this! You're
Here!
finished! Rising Water! Blue
Lunar
escape!
Corruption!
Piercing
Lunar
Take
Blast!
this!
I'm all stuffed up!
Rising Wyvern! You're on!
Let's refrain from losing.
Right, here goes! I can carve through like steel!
Lightning Orb!
Ignite! You're mine! Bring it on, baby! You're mine!
Here goes! Make your break! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Don't get complacent. Out of my way!
Confiscated!
Where are you going?
Tiger Blade! You'll have no mercy!
The rebel! Stop now! Demon Fang!
Laser Warrior! Pierce
You're
Evil!
on!
Tidal Wave!
Swallow that! Will ya? Here I come! Damn it, Bennett!
Will this help? Thunder Field!
Eat that!
Healing Raging
Blue escape! Take this!
More for the
I'm
all powered up!
Huh?
Annihilation! Mega Ray!
See what I can do!
It's over! You're on! Demon Fang!
The water is working on! It's over! Here goes! Annihilation!
You're finished! You're mine! You're on! Take this!
Switch I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
You're mine! It's on! You're finished! Rising Wyvern!
Going in!
Ignite! Take this!
Make it ready!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Pieces!
Shining Supernova! I never miss! Radiant
You're mine!
Lightning!
Look shot! You're on!
Fresh!
Demon Fang! Luna Rongo!
In here! Now!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen!
My turn! Here I come!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And Raging Leaf Laser!
You're on!
Leave the charges to me! Glacial Spear!
Demon
I'm
Fang!
saving this one! Lightning Laser! More where that came from!
Eat this!
Tiger Blade!
Take this!
Radiant Fire!
Make it
Rising
rain!
Water!
Frozen!
Hammer! Hammer!
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zoogles the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here.
You managed to pull through.
This is... What's this boat?
Of the trash.
Oh my god! Strike deal!
Please now.
Demon Slayer! Try this!
I'll have to take my revenge on you!
Got you now!
Flying free!
We're not finished! Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Tiger Blade! You picked the wrong fight!
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Do it!
You're mine!
Leave the touch and it won't save you!
Take this!
Where are you going?
Rising Wyvern! Luna Rongo!
Going in! I'll be saving this one!
Die! Here I come! What did you do?
Here! Let me go!
Take this! Luna Rongo!
Piercing roar!
Glacier Spear! Here's evil! Malevolent!
You require a hand.
Will ya?
Crystal Python! Tiger Blade!
The waters have
Rising Wyvern!
Tidal Wave!
You're on!
Shattering the pieces! Attack!
Here goes!
Rising Wyvern!
Now!
Line up still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That took more energy than I expected.
Hey, what do you say we fight that
We're in for a long slog with this one!
You're finished!
This one's mine!
In a bind? Take this! You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
It's a duel!
Here I come! Rising up!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for your
Their
service!
arcs are interrupted! Going in!
The enemy wields arcs too.
You'll soon see
Make it
that!
right!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
My turn! Take this!
I'm gone!
This one's all mine! You're off! Not a chance! No escape!
Tiger Blade!
You're on!
Gemini!
Burn it out!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Little help!
Now you'll learn!
Armor won't save you!
Lunar corruption!
I won't show you any mercy!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Now!
Will this help? Lightning over! Here goes! Arcane waterfall! Healing here! More for the top!
Severing wind!
Glacier! I'll take you all on!
Rely on myself.
Ha! Flare the Malisa!
It's on!
Shield and face!
Hurricane Thrust! Hurricane Thrust!
Glacier Spear!
Here's evil!
Hurricane Thrust! Struck! You picked the wrong fight!
In a bind! Piercing
Take
roar!
You're finished!
Burn up!
More with healing!
Here goes!
Magic
Keep throwing light spin!
This one's mine!
Tear!
Mega Ray! Tiger Blade! Annihilation! Howl!
You're mine!
Purge Malevolence!
It's
How
over!
about this? Mega Ray!
Win!
Armor won't save you! Annihilation! Mega Ray! I'll be saving this one! I
This one
never
keeps
miss!
charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Radiant here! Blaze of fire! More
Rising
Here!
Wyvern!
Time to stop!
Severing Wing!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolitor!
Win! This one's all mine!
Lightning Orb!
Hurricane Thrust!
Purge
Tear!
Malevolence!
Hurricane
Arcane
Thrust!
Waterfall!
Tear!
Field!
Hurricane
Not
Thrust!
on my watch! Appreciate the help!
It's over! Mirage! It's time! Eat this!
Purge Malevolence!
You're mine!
Blaze
You're
of
finished!
fire! Tiger Blade!
Mirage!
Radiant Power!
Radiant
Ray!
Tear!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I felt better, that's for sure.
This looks nice and tough.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almadria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almadria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almadria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? Ugh, my head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almadria.
Gotta break through! Bring him down! Rising Wyvern!
Here goes! Raging round and round! Radiant flood here!
So much for talking it out.
It's over!
Sleep now!
Rondo!
More for the stockpile! Go
It's over! Take this!
I'll be saving!
I feel sprightlier than before. Seriously? Is this a joke?
I see one, eh? My shield? Here I come! Lunar Rondo!
They really don't give up, do they?
Lightning condensed! I'm out!
We're not ready! Lunar Rondo! Rising Wyvern!
That's my deal!
Shut him down!
Flame of Fury!
It's over!
Shattering Glacial Spear! Piercing Eagle! The waters of sea! Glacial Fury!
It's over! Lunar Rondo!
Everyone hanging in there?
An opponent like this should be easy.
Oh my god! My shield? Here I come! It's over right there! Demon Fang! We're not
What's
ready!
their ranged attack?
Rising Wyvern!
In a bind?
On your knees! I'm not done! Lunar Rondo!
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Not yet! I'm not done!
Ready and ready!
You're finished! Severing Blade! Crush! Soaring Light Spear!
More with that hit!
Crush!
Take this! I'll be
Rising Warrior! Take this! Lunarondo! Take this! Rising Warrior! Not today!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Strike!
Shield and
Rising Warrior! Take this!
Make it rain!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Looks like we won.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Take this!
Going in.
Rising Warrior!
I never miss.
Take this! You're on! Demon Fang! Take this! It's on! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Will this help?
I can carve through armor! Like the arm!
Make it rain!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
A comfortable win.
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest? Little help!
Not today! You're mine! You're mine! Lunarondo! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up. The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
Can't get out of this! Rising Wyvern!
Here goes! It's
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops! Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Little help!
Armor won't save you! Things like heal! You're on! Demon Fang!
Let the marksman handle this.
Lightning Orb! Release! Polar Blade! Fire support!
Spear. Here's evil.
Here I come! Polar Blade!
Ready to go. I've used a bit too much healing. What could this be? forgive you!
Engaging!
Never miss! Crazy
I'll
cascade!
smash you! Front shield! Rising light! Take this!
Hear me!
Demon Train!
Fire
support!
Explosive
ring!
Demons descend!
Flashing bang!
Mighty!
I'm not done!
I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for... An opponent like this should be easy. Bring him down! Easter! Take this! And more of this and I'll burn out.
The water
Fire support! Rising Wyvern!
Sleep now!
Rondo!
More projectile!
Flaming Meteor!
Yeah! To me! Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Rising Wyvern!
Dopamine!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
I've used a bit too much healing.
Finally, some open space again.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?